Short little videos just to show you stuff. It's a new little thing I'm going to start to do so it doesn't take up your day. We'll start the clock. Welcome back everyone, and today we're going to look at different things from magic arms to cages to little adapters that go on them and things like that, because actually it can make life very, very easy when you're trying to build a rig and you're trying to have everything together. Now that being said, some of this stuff was given to me. I haven't paid for it. Some of this stuff I've paid good money for it out of my own pocket. Some of the stuff that I did get sent that was rubbish is not in this, because I'm not interested in showing you anything that is really bad. One of the things that I used to get which were really bad were these arms, magic arms. I love these. Now you can have these for monitors or anything else that you want, but generally I tend to use them for monitors, maybe a mic boom or something else like that. They can attach to the side of your rig, they can attach to the side of your tripod. And this is one of the best ones that we've got, SMALLRIG. I've tried so many and they just fail. They don't tighten up properly and they drop and your monitor suddenly goes down. It's not worth getting the cheapest of the cheap in some of this stuff. So, like with this SMALLRIG there, you can have different adapters. That's got a threaded screw on either side. This is a SMALLRIG again, but this time we've got a clamp. So I can clamp it onto a tripod, which is great. Or ceiling, or wherever else that's needed. If you're on location, it can go anywhere, which is fantastic. But again, that's just threaded onto a normal thread. So it's effectively the same part, just with an added extra added onto it. But it's so useful to have. You will find that you'll use that so many times. And ball heads. These are little tiny things that doesn't have to be for a camera, they can be for parts. So I will quite often have little LEDs on these. I will have monitors on these as well if they're going on top of the camera. In fact, got one onto the camera at the side at the moment. It's a little monitor so I can see what's going on. And they're pretty good, to be fair, but they're not all equal. This is a cheap and cheerful one, does the job, and the most problem with these is they don't lock very well, or the base doesn't really work brilliantly. That one actually is quite good. It's fairly cheap. But then you can get slightly more expensive, robust ones. And these are the ones I tend to like to use now. So it's got a nice little friction locking wheel at the side there, but it's very responsive, very firm, solid. I can rest the camera on that. In fact, I can't even move that with my finger. This, when it's loaded, I can knock it down. So it's only going to take something light. So it depends what you want. I find that if you buy the decent stuff in the first place, it's going to last. It's going to last you well, to be fair. And it's got a multitude of uses. If you want it for a little camera, tripod on top of a Joby or something else like that, fantastic for it. Flash mounts. We've got things like this, little flash mount. This is it's called a cold shoe. So hot shoe is where it's live. It's got a connection to a flash or something else, and this is a cold shoe, so it just sits in there. But it gives me two trays, and it's got arrows for me to put the stuff in. So nice and easy. They're great. They can go on top of your camera. I can have two mics on there. I can have a boom. I can have my Rode Go attached to it. Very simple, very cheap, nice, easy. And then we go to the other extent of when we've got a rig and we have these at the side. So you screw that onto there and you've got it at the side and adapters. And you can have loads of different ones of these. In fact, we've got a different one on this side, which is just a single. And I've got loads of these singles that we just attach to cages, we attach to complete kits. In fact, if you look at the YouTube complete filming kit that we did, I put loads of these down the one side for all the Rode Go mics into there. It's got an interesting feature on this side, and that's the it's a replacement for this Magic Arm. Sometimes you don't need the extension, and quite often if you've got a monitor, that's the case on this. So here's one. This is a SMALLRIG one. Nicely made, very solid. Once that's in, it locks in. We've got another make here, which is ANDYCINE, and it comes in a nice little case. I think that's probably wasted, because chances of me keeping this. Now, the only thing I'll say over these two that I actually really like is that this comes pretty much identical to the SMALLRIG one. in all fairness. Manufactured the same way. The side bits are a little bit easier to turn. SMALLRIG have gone for like a little star, which works well, and it's got a hole so you can put the Allen key in and turn it. These have got the hole for an Allen key as well, but it's round and grippy, which is quite nice. The other thing that we've got is on the handle, we've got threaded slots into there as well, so that we can put something else in, add it on. But what they do include in the case, which I've not seen before, is spare O-rings. They've included 2 black and 2 red. Obviously it's got the red on at the moment, but you might want to replace it with black. If it's going to be in a reflection or something, you want to replace it. You can, little Allen key so you can take it all apart. Quite a nice little piece of kit actually. Solid, I can't, just tight. If I tighten that even more, that's not going anywhere at all. And if you've got a monitor, Atmos, whatever you've paid 700-800 quid for, 2,000 depending what version, you don't want that to drop. You want that solid, and that's what that's going to give you. We've got little rubber pads onto there so it grips when we put that into here. So drop that in, and then you're going to get a really nice solid connection. So these cages are fantastic. I recommend you get a cage if you're into videoing. It just makes life a little easier. You've got the handle here. Again, we've got loads of connections across on the top there. Fantastic for expanding it. Absolutely fantastic. And then we've got this little adapter, which is for your cables. So if you've got a HDMI cable that you constantly have in your monitor, you can screw this onto the side and then lock it in place so it doesn't come out. And there we go. And just locks your cable in once you've got your camera in. So it's little things like that that make a big, big difference when you're trying to work. Little things like all these adapters, and this is just a short video just to show you and give you some ideas. Go and have a look for yourself, go and explore. If you're constantly trying to put something on top of something else and move stuff around, actually, maybe you need to build yourself a little rig, make life easier. So this is just a short video just to show you some of this kit. I was going to do a complete build-up of a rig with all the different bits and explain, but you know what? I saw a video the other day that was just mind-blowing, and I will leave the link down below to that as well, because I think you should go and watch that. It explains everything about this, and they've done such a good job. I'm not going to do it justice. So all these special little adapters, the area adapters there and threads, it explains all about them. Absolutely superb. So go and watch it. There's links to all these various bits down below if you fancy having them, check those out, because I think you'll like them. So there we go. Short little video. Just thought I'd put something out there, keep you going for a little while until the next one drops, which is going to be next week, which will be great. Look forward to seeing you soon.